Hey y'all. It has been a minute because I've been busy. So if you're not following me on TikTok, head to TikTok, follow me over there, and you'll see a little snippet of what the month of September was like for me and why it's taken me so long to produce another video for you all. But I am back. Welcome back to my channel where I encourage Black women to center themselves. And so you can look me up as Center Black Women, or you can look me up as Center Yourself on YouTube, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. So today I am going to be tackling the topic of perimenopause because I have noticed some changes in my body. And these changes are not some subtle changes, or maybe they're subtle. I don't know. So just to give you a background, my name is Basira Lawal. I go by Center Yourself, and I'm a 38-year-old woman. I am a mother of one. She is 4. And I'm just navigating life and just encouraging other Black women to navigate life through centering themselves. As a U.S. Citizen and American, born and raised here, with the exception of 4 years in my childhood, my parents were immigrants to this country from a West African country called Ghana. And Ghana is a culture that really emphasizes women being submissive, subservient, catering to everyone in the family, whether it's in or out of marriage. They're the ones cooking, cleaning, tending after their siblings, picking up the slack of the parents. You name it, a young Black West African, specifically Ghanaian girl, will be doing it. I think it's the same for Nigeria as well, since I have some ties to that as well. And so I believe that when you come from a culture that puts this kind of pressure on women, it is so important for us as we get older and we learn what life is about and we learn what relationships are about, relationships with ourselves. It's important to center ourselves because you cannot give from an empty cup and you cannot pour into others when you have nothing to pour, right? And so that's really what my channel is about. I am new. Okay, so I've been on social media for quite a while, but I have been for the majority of my social media involvement, I've been a consumer of social media. And now I am actively trying to be a producer of content, a content creator. And that's just because, number one, I'm 38 years old. I'll be 39 in November. If you want to send me gifts, I can put my Cash App in the description box. But anyway, I'm almost 40, and I really do feel like at this age, I want to give back in some way, whether it's through knowledge, advice, guidance to younger Black women that are navigating this world in the same way that I and many other Black women have had to, right? And so part of that is teaching women to be unapologetic in their beliefs, whatever those beliefs are, whatever beliefs they have cultivated over the course of their lives. Because, as we get older, we go to school, we go to elementary school, high school, college, we travel, we learn things. And those things also shape who we are and how we view the world. And they also shape the lessons that we glean over the years that we can always pass down to someone else. So that's what I'm here for. But today I wanted to talk about hormonal changes and perimenopause. So I noticed, and this has been more prominent since I had a child. I would say ever since I became a nurse and started working night shift, I believe that night shift can definitely wreak havoc on your sleep cycle and your circadian rhythm. That's without a doubt. So there's that. But then there's also childbirth and postpartum. So for me, I noticed that my sleep became really, really bad, obviously when I had a child. And because I was a single parent, I was doing everything on my own. I did have a little support from family once in a while, but for the most part, it was just me in the trenches, okay? Waking up every so often, being sleep deprived, breastfeeding, and you name it, right? And so I say all that to say, I've noticed that since I had my daughter, my sleep has not been the best. But now that she's going to be 5 next year, I feel like I'm starting to kind of slowly get back into a norm. But I feel as a single parent, you always have so much on your mind that you're doing, that you're juggling, primarily related to finances, right? Strategizing finances, how you're going to save, how you're going to grow your money, what jobs you're going to plan on taking, how they're going to enhance your family life, what does childcare cost, what are the monthly expenses going to cost, and what is going to be the surplus, how many PRN shifts will you have to pick up in order to create that balance, right? So that you have enough and that you're saving. So obviously my mind is a lot busier than it used to be before I had a child, right? And so that goes without saying. And so now, I don't know if I mentioned this on my channel, but I visited Ghana in April and I stayed until June. And it was a wonderful experience because my daughter got to meet tons of her family, and she ended up staying with her grandpa so I could take a travel contract. And this is the first time that I've had relief since I had my daughter, and it feels so amazing because when you're the strong friend, or when you're the person who people feel like has it all together, or if you're not as good at reaching out for whatever reason, people just automatically assume that you're okay. For some, it could be that they're assuming. For some, it could be out of spite. Okay, well, you didn't check up on me, I'm not checking up on you. It could be a variety of things, but I know that I'm not the only mother that feels quite isolated or alone in their journey. And so being able to leave my daughter with her grandfather for a couple of months while I work and save money and get our lives together is like gold, right? And so I've used this time to obviously work. We recently just moved, which is a big milestone because we left Georgia after being there for 5 years. We left, and it's been a kind of lots of things have been happening from mid 2024 all the way up until now. So I'm grateful for that. But it doesn't go without saying that your mind gets busy, you have lots to do. So even though my daughter's not physically with me, obviously I do keep in touch, and we video and we talk, and I'm like super excited to see her when I go back again in a few weeks. Yes, I'm going back to Ghana in a few weeks, y'all. And so stay tuned for that vlog as well. But yeah, you still have a lot on your mind. So once you become a mom, once you transition into matrescence, I feel like your brain just operates on a different level. Like, I don't think I was as driven before as I am now that I'm a mom, right? And so with all that, I would say the perimenopausal insomnia, the changes in my cycle, and the fatigue, the excessive tiredness, the unwillingness to really get up and go. I remember prior to having her, I would run 5Ks, 10Ks every morning religiously. I went for a run. It was non-negotiable. And now I'm like, I gotta work and work is the priority, right? And so I think there are just so many changes that have happened that you don't really have that much control over. And so I would say after this contract, I think one thing that I could honestly say will change is because we've moved to a new community, which I'm super excited about. There are lots of, it's very walkable, unlike the place that we lived in when we first moved to the, Maryland area. It wasn't very walkable. And what else? They have tennis courts. I believe they have basketball courts as well. And it seems like people are a little bit more connected because of just how it's a like a townhome community, so it's because of how people are, I guess, placed together. I can't say because we literally just moved there and I'm not there because I'm working, but I think that will make a difference in how much more active I become. And I think increasing my activity may help with this hormonal transition that I am feeling. Because let's face it, out here in Vermont, there's not much going on, y'all. There's not much going on. If you're not creating something, or if you're not, you don't have active connections with people, it's highly unlikely that you will be, connected, right? So my connection is to my patients, the people that I work with, my coworkers, and work, basically. And work does take up most of my time. So I guess that's a good thing because no one ever wants to feel, like isolated. So being able to interact with my patients and this facility staff where my patients are located is a nice social interaction that gives me that portion. But if I've had a really busy day, which the whole of September has been like excessively busy, I'm not wanting to come out and walk after work, right? I just want to make sure that my documentation is up to par and that the work that I've done is high quality work that I'm getting paid for and that I sleep. And unfortunately, that doesn't always work out because for me, the way my body works, I feel like if I'm not doing some kind of vigorous physical activity during the day, it's very difficult for me to sleep, right? So that's been my perimenopausal journey now. And we're just navigating it. Oh, another thing, y'all gonna laugh about this one, but it rhymes with corny. Let me tell you something. I have never been like this. I have never, ever been like this. From my 20s all the way up until maybe the first half of my 30s, or the first 3 years, right? Because shortly thereafter I got pregnant with my daughter. But from my 20s all the way up until my early 30s, I had no issues with ovulatory, high libido. And for some reason now, it ain't right, y'all. It's not right. I wouldn't get married just to, you know, ameliorate those feelings, but I would be open to a committed monogamous relationship, right? But yeah, this is something that I've never felt before, and if you're a woman and you can resonate with this, let me know in the comments because y'all, it's crazy. Like it is insane. It is insane because it's like and you can anticipate it if you're someone that's really in tune with your cycle. You know when that feeling is coming, and you're just looking around like, wow, like if I was married or if I was partnered, they would be put to work. Yeah, they'd be put to work. But anyway, with all that being said, I want to say I still feel great. I feel like I look good. I feel like my skin is glowing. I feel like my skin is glistening. And I think it's because I'm really just trying to take care of myself, drink water, eat well, and exercise. Weight loss is always something that I'm looking, forward to, not just weight loss, but muscle building. So I've been more conscious about consuming more protein, which I think is an essential part of any milestone that you're hitting in life, whether it's prepubescence, puberty, matrescence, postpartum, perimenopause, and menopause. You need to be hitting your protein goals as a woman, and you need to be lifting weights and working out. And I think once you have a strong heart and you have a good muscle tone, like good muscle mass rather, I think all the other things work symbiotically in your favor. So your hormones perform better, you're less likely to be insulin resistant or have diabetes or have issues with your endocrine system and your hormones. And so that's what we're working towards. But I just wanted to make this short, sweet video to communicate with you all and let you know that I am here, and there'll be more videos coming out more consistently. And it's a really beautiful day. in September. This morning it was 30 degrees, but right now it's like, it feels like it's 80 degrees because I'm sitting like directly under the sun. And today was, we had another solar eclipse, 2 in 1 month. When I tell you that September was heavy with lots of movement and lots of change, blessings, release, healing, I can't be thankful enough. And I'm so grateful to have you guys here with me in this community. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.